Welcome to New Mexico Entertainment, the podcast. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to our latest episode of New Mexico Entertainment, the podcast. This is Teresa Robinson, publisher and editor in chief of New Mexico Entertainment, and we are excited to be talking with Mayor Alan Weber, who has thrown Santa Fe's hat in the ring to become the new host city for the Sundance Film Festival. So we are going to talk more about it. Good morning, Mayor Weber.
Morning, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Glad we can do this bright and early this morning.
Absolutely. So, first of all, I want to say I'm really glad that Santa Fe put their hat in the ring. As a business that goes to Sundance every year, it would be wonderful to just drive an hour to get
Yeah,
there instead of 8 to 10.
I
So how does it feel to be a finalist?
I think it's exciting and rewarding already. We want to do everything we can to get Sundance here, but I think the recognition that we are a finalist in a very short list after a long process to get here confirms to me what I know about Santa Fe and what we all know about New Mexico, which is we're a special place and we make the short list on all of these cultural, artistic, and community events. That it's not a surprise, but it's very gratifying.
Absolutely. So, what is it about Santa Fe that makes it the perfect location for Sundance?
Yeah, great question. And I think what the case we made to the Sundance Committee is that we are a perfect fit. When you look at their values and our values, they are in absolute alignment. Sundance prides itself on being a film festival for independent filmmakers, for diverse filmmakers, for artists of all kinds who are often overlooked by the more um, traditional festivals that just cater to the usual people. Sundance wants to be a film festival for a broad, diverse community. That's Santa Fe in a nutshell. Um, our values align with their values. Our art and culture scene is unmatched in the United States. We
Absolutely.
obviously have a huge film and digital entertainment community right here in Santa Fe and in northern New Mexico and Albuquerque. So when you look at what the Sundance Film Festival stands for and the audience they want to attract, Santa Fe fits the bill perfectly.
Absolutely agree on that. And we are up against some heavy competitors in this. We got Colorado and Georgia also vying for this spot. So,
Yeah.
what do you think it's going to take for Santa Fe to bring in the win for us?
Great question. I look at the other cities, and it's hard to be objective, of course, because we're so I we're rightfully proud of everything that Santa Fe stands for, and we're partners with Albuquerque in this, and with the state and with the county. I look at Cincinnati. I look at even Atlanta. I look at Louisville or Boulder, and they're each of them a nice place, but there's nothing special about them. For Sundance to go to Atlanta, it would get lost in all of a big city's offerings. Louisville, I guess they've got the Kentucky Derby, and that's a good thing, but they don't have the history of art and culture and the diversity of population that Santa Fe has.
Mhm.
Boulder, one of the things that we need to demonstrate is that we not only match up on values, but that we can absolutely accommodate a major event like this, but we do it all the time. So we'll be highlighting our transportation options, including the Rail Runner and shuttles, special air service into Santa Fe and into Albuquerque. We'll be highlighting all the different places for people to stay because accommodations will be a big part of it. We'll be absolutely showcasing our cuisine and the northern New Mexico food and beverages that are really special to our community. So it's a combination. I think you win this competition by checking all the boxes. We start out strong with the values piece. We continue with the art and culture, uh, depth and breadth. And then we can demonstrate that we can match their logistical needs for accommodations, transportation. The walkability of Santa Fe is a big plus, um, and the support of the business community is a big plus. And then the fact that we really are aligned between the state, the city, the county, Albuquerque. We're all partnering in this. I don't think there's another community that can check all those boxes.
You're absolutely right there. Um, I'm glad to see that there's a collaborative effort in all of this. I mean, Santa Fe, just from the years we went to Sundance, I remember the first year going there and just thinking to myself how closely Park City resembles Santa Fe. So it seems a perfect match to have it here. And I love how you talk about, it is tourism. It's a no-brainer for tourism to have Sundance here. And of course, where it will impact. As an entertainment and events publication, I look at the entertainment side of how that will be utilized as well. We have a lot of local musicians, a lot of artists, a lot of actors and actresses that would love to utilize their talents in the effort to help bring it as well. So, have you thought about how you'll be local, how you'll be utilizing local entertainment to win the bid?
I absolutely. That's a really good observation. This is, again, what makes Santa Fe and New Mexico so special is the way we treat people and the way we welcome people. It's unmatched in any part of the country, and so having local artists, musicians, performers, uh, restaurateurs, you name it, all the pieces of our community on display will demonstrate that we really are a very special place, and we've got talented people who want to welcome Sundance here and play a role. There'll be lots of ways for folks to be visible and supportive of our bid. And then, if we were fortunate and lucky and we win the bid, there'll be ways for people when the uh, festival actually moves here to be even more deeply involved. If you look at what happens with all of our existing festivals, and we've got more than a dozen. We just wrapped up the most successful international art market in our history. We're up coming up on the 100th anniversary of Zozobra, where there'll be 60,000 people at Fort Marcy waiting for Zozobra to burn and chanting with great glee at the gloom being burned up. What makes those events happen are volunteers. It really is. This is a community that runs on volunteerism and cooperation and collaboration. And I think that's both how you win the bid and it's how you host this festival. You make it a broad-based community opportunity for people to participate. We want to pitch to Sundance that, assuming they were to come here, we would have special outreach for all of our residents to be involved in constructive ways to get not only to get tickets to the films, but to be able to interact with the festival in constructive ways. Kids on the South Side ought to feel welcome, and the movie makers and the film producers ought to know that there's a avid community of people who want to be involved and who want to participate and who see the film business as a future for employment and their own careers. So I think I look at this and our the whole team that was involved in putting our bid together I think we all looked at it as not just a film festival, but really a celebration of Santa Fe and New Mexico.
I'm just I'm one it's wonderful. It's wonderful to see this collaboration because we do have so much that we provide in terms of events, and the ones you listed very much so are ones that stand out. So it's wonderful to see you're looking at not just Santa Fe, but West Side, South Side, that you're including. There's every element that's being included in all of this.
Yeah, and also, the Albuquerque contingent is a big deal. The Sunport's huge. The fact that Albuquerque can make the balloon fiesta work not only for Albuquerque, but people go up and down between Santa Fe and Albuquerque at that time.
Yep.
I, that's a test case for the ability to connect our communities. We're at most an hour apart, and yet for some, if you were in LA, that's an ordinary commute every single day.
And
So
a New Mexico hour is seems very different than I experienced as a Utah hour. So I think that's going to be a benefit, not to mention utilizing transportation like the rail runner would also make it uh desirable.
absolutely, part of I think one of the issues with their current location is they're just bursting at the seams.
Mhm.
And I also think there's not quite the same kind of alignment with the values and the community that they would have here. But that's for them to decide. There is a chance, and I think we'll see what happens. There's some folks who have said to me that they think that it's possible that uh, they'll go through this process and end up staying in Park City, and that's always Park City's on the list. They didn't rule out staying where they are. So we have to not only compete against the other contestants who are new, but we have to demonstrate that it's worth it for them to relocate to Santa Fe. And anytime you change uh, your headquarters of operation and your traditional base of operation, there's a certain amount of um, discomfort with that kind of fundamental relocation. So we're going to have to make the case that in this instance, it's worth their while to come here because we not only are as good as what they've got, we're even better.
Yep, and I know change is hard for many people, but this could be definitely a change for the better. So for the folks that are not privy to the entertainment industry or Sundance in general, just the average everyday Joe that lives in New Mexico, what can they be doing to help win, make this win a reality?
Really good question. Well, I think we're going to be brainstorming the way we're going to do our best to welcome them when they come for a site visit. Uh, I think if there are ways to indicate enthusiasm, whether in handmade signs, if you have a shop, a store, a restaurant, put a little Sundance comes to Santa Fe sign in the window. Uh, and let's see what happens. Let's have it be a grassroots movement to support the idea. Um, I think the more people write letters to the editor in the newspaper saying this would be super cool for our whole community, the more it begins to demonstrate that level of energy, vitality, and support. I used to in a prior life we put on events at the magazine that I ran, and we always said that our conferences started before people arrived and didn't end when they left. Uh,
Absolutely.
so we'll be looking at ways to do outreach to Sundance and their decision-making team before they get here. And even when they go home, we'll still be doing our best to tell them how eager we would be to have them here. I think that same message can come from publications like yours, from newspapers, from uh, emails, from uh, starting a little social media campaign to bring folks to bring Sundance to Santa Fe with the voice of the community supporting this effort because you'll always in any city you'll find the mayor in favor, you'll find the governor in favor, you'll find the elected officials, the business leaders, but it really tells a story when the community at grassroots level says, "Come on, we'd love to have you," and we want to be your host city. I think that would speak volumes.
You're absolutely right about that. That it when it comes to a community effort, it needs to be a full community effort. Well, Merritt Weber, thank you so much for taking time out to talk with me. Thank you for, like I said, taking the initiative of putting Santa Fe's name in the running for this. And I think it's just something that can benefit the state overall. It's I think it's a good thing for everybody if we work together to bring it here.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a tremendous group team effort in every respect, and that needs to be acknowledged. The city county film office, Jen Labar Tapia, has just been unbelievable as a kind of orchestrator of all of these different efforts. And the bid that was submitted demonstrated just how special we are, and we don't always. It's kind of interesting. It takes this kind of a competition for us to um, take stock of
Yeah.
our own amazing attributes. We don't do any smokestack chasing. This is not Santa Fe is not going to uh, Apple looking for $1 billion campus here or Tesla for $1 billion campus in Santa Fe. I don't think we want it. I don't think it would be good for us. But this is a kind of a fit that is a perfect fit for us and for them. And it builds on what we already are, an arts and culture community. So here's to us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, Mayor Weber. I appreciate the time.
Sure. Thanks for reaching out. It's good to have a chance to visit.